Tonight, 2 Windsor, Virginia police officers are being sued by an Army second lieutenant, claiming his rights were violated during a traffic stop captured on multiple cameras.
Felony traffic stop. Put your hands out the window!
Police body camera rolling as an officer attempts to stop in early December for a missing rear plate on the SUV. Army second lieutenant Karan Nazario behind the wheel, pulling over at a gas station 100 seconds later and starting his cell phone camera. He had picked a well-lit place to stop, his lawyer says, for safety. He does have a plate, a temp plate taped to the back window of his brand new car.
We've all seen the disturbing footage of the Army lieutenant who was pulled over by the police in Windsor, Virginia, held at gunpoint, pepper sprayed, hit, and handcuffed, all because his brand new SUV did not have permanent license plates. Now, one of those officers was fired, but Virginia's next steps aren't good enough, and the problem runs pretty deep. Welcome into TYT Overruled. I'm Adrienne Lawrence with the Legal Deets. On Monday, after that disturbing footage of the Virginia police attacking Second Lieutenant Karan Nazario went viral, Governor Ralph Northam ordered a civil rights probe of the officers, one of whom's already been fired. Now, the state probe is nothing short of shenanigans, and this is why. First, you can't have an entity investigate itself and expect a fair and independent outcome. I think we've all had this conversation before. It's like me investigating what happened to the Haagen-Dazs in my freezer. It's just that you're not going to get the truth. And the federal government, what it needs to do here is to actually get involved in Nazario's case. That's the U.S. Attorney's Office. The Civil Rights Unit is where I worked years ago. And I know this stuff and I know what they can do. A federal investigation would be independent of the state of Virginia. Also, the feds have the resources and that they can show transparency. And second, Virginia, like many law enforcement authorities across the nation, have a real problem when it comes to how they interact with Black people. Second Lieutenant Karan Nazario, well, he's not necessarily a unique situation. All he was doing was driving around in a brand new SUV in a small town with a population of 2,600 people that are 90% white, and he happened to be Black, Afro-Latino to be exact. But this is more of an issue of race relations and how law enforcement interacts with people of color. We continue to see this happen all the time. We just had Daunte Wright be murdered in that suburb outside of police. We are going through the Derek Chauvin trial for the murder of George Floyd. This is not a unique situation for this second lieutenant to have had the experience he had. The thing is it went viral. But instances like this happen every day and across the country. Back to Virginia. There have been recent cases there where police may have violated individual civil rights, and those matters need to be investigated. Just in January, the state police shot 18-year-old Xavier Hill during a traffic stop, and then the authorities offered inconsistent accounts of his death. Last month, the Attorney General said, hey, we're going to investigate this, but again, you can't have an entity investigate itself. Something needs to be done, and there are far more names than Nazario, than Hill. We need more to happen. We need the feds to use their authority and step in. Now, we do have some sense that Lieutenant Nazario could get justice here. He's filed a civil rights federal lawsuit against the officers on his own behalf, and it's likely that the town of Windsor is going to settle with the lieutenant, given the pressure from the public and from politicians because that damning footage of him went viral. Even so, he should not have to fight for his rights in a civil court on his own. There needs to be actual justice, and it should be in a criminal court. Because at the end of the day, the things these officers are doing are wrong, and there should be responsibility. Qualified immunity be damned.